He also indicated that the Foreign Affairs Ministry has been providing support to some Ghanaians who are unable to come into the country as a result of the border closure. He says the data is being studied and the decision will be made on a cohort basis.
A lot of data has been gathered. What we are going to do is to treat it on a case-by-case basis. So all the other categories, as I mentioned, will also be examined on a case-by-case basis. And where the examination shows clearly that it is possible to handle it in a manner that does not pose a risk to the general population, I'm sure the decisions that are made thereon, as we are doing this morning, even at this short notice, will be communicated to us. So as of now, no firm decision has been made in a blanket manner. It's been handled on a case-by-case basis. Can I give an update on the data that has been gathered so far? The numbers are in the thousands from all over the world, from the Americas, from Europe, from even West Africa and parts of Asia. The numbers are in the thousands, as in the numbers of persons who have given us information about their status. I hope you understand me. I'm not saying that thousands of people want to come back. I just need to be very clear on that. You have another tall assessor. So the numbers of Ghanaians who are giving us information are in their thousands, but they are being examined on a cohort-by-cohort basis or a case-by-case basis so that a good decision is made without putting the general population and the gains of the COVID-19 response program so far at risk. And perhaps I must even start by saying that our heart goes out to all our compatriots who are out there who, for one reason or the other, because of the closure of the borders, are not able to ordinarily freely move into the Ghanaian jurisdiction. Our heart goes out to them. Indeed, if you speak to the Foreign Ministry, there have been times when they've had to intervene and provide accommodation for some of these persons, some of who were sleeping rough at a point in front of embassies and other places. They've had to do some work to ensure that some of our compatriots are given some minimum support where they are. But on a cohort-by-cohort basis, we continue to examine, and this is why it was important to gather data earlier. And that data that has been gathered is being analyzed. That analysis helps us to understand the circumstances, the possibilities, the feasibilities, even of containing some particular cohort if you do allow them to come into the Ghanaian jurisdiction. So our heart goes out to them. It is a matter of concern to the president and the government. That is why we've tried to get data and use that data to make a decision.
I'm joined by Charles Oredu, his Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, so we can get more of this story. Mr. Oredu, thank you for your time this afternoon. Now, let's start with when these deportees are expected back into the country.
All right, thank you. So we are expecting about 245 Ghanaians from Kuwait tomorrow. And as per our preparation today, led by the National Security, we did what we call a mock exercise, a simulation exercise, so that when they come in tomorrow, the process will be as smooth as possible. So all the agencies, you know, the airport authority, the police, the ambulance service, the prison, BNI, CID, National Security, we were all there. You know, myself, the Deputy Minister for National Security, Deputy Minister for Transport, you know, to see to it that, you know, at least for the simulation, everything is in order for us to receive our compatriots tomorrow.
So they're coming tomorrow. What's really did they do wrong to be deported? Usually deportation is attached to one offense or the other.
Okay, so these are, you know, they are various categories, you know, but some are people who have documents that the authorities there claim to be fake. Some are people who run away, especially the women, the ladies, you know, those who run away from their employers, you know, because of the treatment that they were facing. You know, so when you run away, you find yourself, say, in a place where you hide from. Their structure is such that you should always be in the homes or in the territories of your bosses.
Okay.
The bosses will hold your documents, your passports, and the situation that we are confronted with in the Gulf states. So the very moment you leave the confines of those spaces of where you are supposed to work, then that means you go without any documentation. And when you are arrested, then that means you flouted one of their laws.
I see.
So these are the categories of people that we have.
Okay.
Now, what the country did, that what the state, Kuwait did, was that they opened up that, okay, now we want to grant amnesty to all people who are here illegally. If you know you are in this country illegally, then we are granting you an amnesty.
Okay.
So if you take up this offer, we are prepared to fly you to your country of destination. And that is exactly what this category, or that's exactly what these people took advantage of. So it was an amnesty that these people took advantage of, and that as we speak now, I think that they are being kept in a very humane environment, ready to board the aircraft, to Ghana tomorrow.
So amnesty and domestic workers who have left the jurisdiction of their bosses, so to speak. But in terms of deportations, what indication does the ministry has? Should we expect more in these times, and should we expect more of such arrangements since our borders are closed?
Yes, I guess so. Because even prior to this, I know you are quite conversant with some of the repatriations or some of the deportations that we've had, from the US, from Europe, from some of these other countries, and especially from Libya, as a result of what is happening in Libya, with the support of IOM, for example, the International Organization for Migration. They've assisted us in bringing home some of Ghanaians who were caught in the conflict, on their journey to cross the Mediterranean. So it's something that's been ongoing. Yeah, something that's been ongoing. So I as of now, as we speak, we don't have any data, for any possible deportation apart from what we have tomorrow. But I'm sure that this will not be the end. There may be some more deportations when those countries deem it fit.
And talking about data, you do have data for the evacuation, because you've been gathering data. In fact, you've invited people to send in data, Ghanaians who are stranded or who need to be evacuated for one reason or the other. What's the plan? Where are we at the moment, and what's the update? Okay,
so the update that we have, what we've sought to do is to categorize these people. So we have those who have the ability to pay, those who've gone knocking on the doors of the embassies or the ambassadors, that they are willing to pay once an aircraft is provided, then, or once the Ghana airspace or the borders are open, they are ready to pay for any evacuation. These are made up of business people, private individuals, students, private sponsored students, government sponsored students who are yet to complete their courses and not. We also have some who are funded by government to travel. You have people in the ministries, government agencies who traveled for a conference or a meeting, and they found themselves unable to come back, because of the lockdown. You also have some students, government-sponsored students, who were sent out there, for further studies, and as a result of the closure of the airport, they are unable to come. Then the third category, it will be for the deportees, like what we are expecting tomorrow from Kuwait.
Okay.
So these are the three main categories of people that we have. And in terms of the data, we've gotten names and details from as many countries as possible. But this is just the raw data. Ours was to collate that data. Once we have that data, government will take a decision on the data that we have. So we forwarded this data to the office of the president, and then I hear that discussions are ongoing as to the next line of action, whether to allow some of these people or all of them to come in or not. I think that's the decision that we are waiting. to take.
Is there a timeline we can look at?
As of now, it would be difficult for me to give any timeline. We've done our job. When the president met the ambassadors, the president asked them to make sure that they have this data ready.
Okay.
So once the data was ready, they forwarded the data to us, and we presented the data to His Excellency the President.
Very well.
So we are expecting the President to pronounce on this. He's always said that whatever decision that is going to take, as to this pandemic, would have to be led by either science or data. So this is the data. We presented the data to him, His Excellency the President. So we await his decision on this.
Okay. Well, Mr. Redu, thank you very much. But the minister said that you're providing some sort of support to Ghanaians. What sort of support is he referring to?
Oh, we've had situations where, even in the case of for example, Ghanaians were being ejected from their homes.
In China?
I'm saying it's an example, like in China. When I guess you read reports.
Certainly. What have we done about that situation, sir?
Yeah, so in that case, for example, we got the mission or the embassy in Guangzhou and Beijing, collected some of their bedding, some of their clothing, some of their bags in safekeeping. They also helped them get some hotels that they could sleep until such a time that the matter was. But as I speak to you today, that matter has been resolved. The Chinese, came out to apologize profusely. They think that, well, there was a miscommunication between their own setup and that they do apologize. So they've gone ahead to provide some bedding, some accommodation for Ghanaians. So we don't have such reports again, Ghanaians being ejected from their homes. I think that the matter has been resolved now.
So thank you very much for your time, and we'll be coming back to you for more details on the evacuation plan, since a lot of people are looking forward to it as well.